certain types of taxes can discourage employment, but there are other ways for the government to encourage employment, so to do the opposite. One example of this is through employment subsidies. So employment subsidies have the exact opposite effect of a payroll tax. A payroll subsidy is a financial incentive provided by the government to employers, to firms, to encourage them to hire more workers or to maintain their current employment levels when they would typically want to lay off some of their workers. Essentially, how they work is reducing the cost of labor for businesses by offsetting part of the wages they need to pay. By lowering the cost of hiring workers, because a portion of the wages being paid by the government, they have the effect of increasing employment. So let's see this visually. Initially, the demand curve is at D0, and the equilibrium point is at point A. Once the government enacts this employment subsidy, it's going to increase demand for workers, or shift the demand curve to the right. We move from, in this case, demand curve D0 to D1, which is the previous demand curve D0 shifted up by that $1 per hour wage subsidy. The level of employment increases because the firm faces a lower cost to employment than the actual wage that the worker is receiving. So they'll be willing to hire workers with a lower marginal value of production because they're now facing a lower wage payment to the workers. Now, what do we see in the end? Workers are paid a higher wage, now with W1 instead of W0. But like the payroll tax, they do not capture all the benefits from the subsidy. Firms also benefit from paying a lower wage to the workers. Your textbook gives an example with actual elasticities, and they put together an equation to figure it out. The math isn't really important, but what I want you to recognize is that the firm will gain by paying lower wages than before the subsidy, and the worker will gain from receiving higher wages from before, just the same as what we saw with the payroll tax.